Kunja Vihari Radha Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Rajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Rajajana Ranjana Yamuna Jira Vanachari Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shiva Sani Gora Bhaktivinda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shiva Sani Gora Bhaktivinda Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Gauranga, Jaya Gauranga, Gauranga. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. Good morning, dear devotees. We are continuing to read Granthara Srimad-Bhagavatam of Srila Dvayapana Vyasadeva with translation and purports of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, founder Acharya of International Society of Krishna Consciousness, and today we will continue to read chapter number 6 and chapter number 2. Chapter 6 describes duties of mankind, and chapter number 2 title is Ajamila delivered by the Vishnu Dutas. And today we will read text number 29, 30 and 31. We need to chant special mantra before reading the Srimad-Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Okay, Sanskrit text number 29. Sohamvyatam patiyami narake brisha dharanam dharmagnam kamino yatram vindanto yama yatanam. Translation of the text. It is now clear that as a consequence of such activities, a sinful person like me must be thrown into hellish conditions, meant for those who have broken religious principles and must there suffer extreme miseries. Text 30. Kimidam sarva svapna ahosvit sakshadrishtam ihabhitum tam kvalyata adya teyamanam mam vyakarsham pasha panaya. Translation. Was this a dream I saw, or was it reality? I saw fearsome men with ropes in their hands coming to arrest me and drag me away. Where have they gone? And text number 51. Adhatekva gata siddhas katvaras charu darshanam vyamochayam niyamanam baddhva pasar adho bhuvaha. Translation. And where have those four liberated and very beautiful persons gone and where have those four liberated and very beautiful persons gone who released me from arrest and saved me from being dragged down to the hellish regions. Purport of Srila Prabhupada, very short, 2 sentences only. As we have learned from the description of the 5th canto, the hellish planets are situated in the lower portions of this universe. Therefore, they are called Adhobhuvaha. Ajamila could understand that the Yamadutas had come from that region. And in commentary, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Omagyana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Militana Tasma Shri Gurave Namaha Mukam Karoti Vacham Pandum Vagayate Girim Yatki Patamaham Vande Shri Guru Dimataranam Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Shrimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nityanami Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharine Vishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Okay, very interesting texts and small but interesting commentary, and we discussed all of this in our lecture. And if you have some topics, some questions, or some other thing, you can say now or a little bit later. Have you some questions, topics now, or in the end? No, topics are absent. Okay, this is three texts. It is emotions of Ajamila after incident, debate, conflict between Yamadutas and Vishnudutas, and he was only spectator in this situation. Yamadutas attacked Ajamila and Vishnudutas protected Ajamila. And Ajamila was liberated by the ropes, by the influence of Yamadutas. And he, in this text, a lot of questions from Ajamila, where, who, how, and other questions. It is, yes, if Yamadutas are very, Krishna, very intensive persons. Meeting with Yamadutas, it is quite, usually any living beings, any people, any demigods, I don't know, after meeting with Yamadutas have quite Krishna, very quite heavy experience, quite heavy. Only seeing by Yamadutas, it is sometimes enough for stress, for problems in our mind, for whole life, next life. Yamadutas, quite heavy. They are the servants of Yamaraja. And hellish planets, it is special construction of this universe. Of course, hellish. Hell is absent in spiritual world. It is only for material people, material persons. If some person cannot study by explanation, by examples, possible to have unique possibility to punish by punishment, by violence, unique possibility, explanation, example, violence. And hell is for violence. In any people, society, there are schools for explanation and a lot of examples of some problems of people, it's for example. But if no mind, no intelligence, no possibility to study, to be learned, okay, Krishna, very heavy third step. We need to be more intelligent than our original people. Explanation after example, and after that only some, I don't know, some, not pushing, but some, or I don't know, kicking or something. Hellish it is. Oh, hellish planets, it's, they are very quite a lot of different places with different facilities, And Srila Prabhupada said, 5th chapter, in his purport. Yes, very bright description of hellish planet in 5th chapter. Quite bright. We have choice or explanation or example or punishment. Usually we are not using in ISKCON movement punishment because it is violence. But in the Soviet Union in 1990 was meeting of Prabhupada disciples, GBCs in the Museum of Moscow, and they started to organize structure. Before was freedom because after liberation, devotees from prison was reality was without structure. And in 1990, first GBCs manifested by this meeting, and Gopala Krishna Goswami Maharaj was first GBC of Moscow. And one time he came to Moscow, and one brahmachari said, leaders of the temple organize punishment for brahmacharis. Oh, Gopal Krishna Maharaj was it was a surprise for him. Yeah, really? Punishment? What kind of? And this brahmachari said, punishment is leaders gave me a lot of prasadam, some liters. You need to took it. You need to take some plate, very big, with heel of prasadam. Take it. You need to take it now, immediately, and very fast. And Gopal Krishna Maharaj said, oh, it is very good. Very good. Maybe I establish this in Delhi temple too. It's good idea. Yeah, it's sometimes no desire, but prasad. I heard only about this. I did not hear about second. Actually, we are not use this in ISKCON. No violence like this, physical violence. No, some words, some examples, something. Yes, but very interesting. Usually, a hellish planet like this with some Yamadutas, only for non-devotees. Because if you start to chant Hare Krishna, you cannot be candidate to hellish planets. Because it's very intensive purification. In some Vedic scriptures, not in one, but in several, there is an explanation. You can accept, reach full purification from all sinful reactions, simple by the chanting of the holy names. It's a very intensive process. And there are two types of hellish planets. First types is with Yamadutas, it's punishment, it's suffering, a very high level of suffering. For example, Yamadutas, of course, no gross material body in this hellish level, only subtle material body. Some present, this subtle body has possibility to feel, have experience, but no gross body. And one of the place of this hellish, of this hell, is planets with trees. quite big trees with leaves, but leaves, it is not leaves like in our planet, green and very soft, but it is knives, a lot of knives. And the Yamadutas put ropes to the hands and to the legs and put person to the top of the trees with knives. Oh, Krishna, it is very painful. And after that, they Krishna to slowly take back this person throughout these knives. Krishna, oh, unbelievable, very painful. A gross body was lost in the first moment, but subtle body, less. Subtle body is more for one life and a lot of sufferings, but no death. And after the next time, let's need Krishna, Krishna. It is first type of hellish planets with Yamadutas and big problems, unhappiness. But second time is heaven. In Russian, very interesting. Heaven, underground planets. A lot of happiness, enjoyment in this level, but underground. What does it mean? Possibility for joining is higher than in heaven planets. Why? Because in heaven planets there is rules and regulations of Vedic knowledge, of scriptures, and desires of Krishna is some regulation. Krishna likes this, no, he don't like this, doesn't like this. But in underground heaven planet, no limitation, no desire to follow desire of Krishna. And it's wider possibility to enjoy. But problem is, happiness will not come. It is hell. You are trying to be happy, trying by this, by food, by sex, by I don't know, by traveling, by no happiness. It is for demonical persons. It is very interesting. And by the chanting of Hare Krishna mantra, holy names, the devotee will purify his mind and heart and will come back to Krishna. But if some person cannot be liberated, he can, according to Bhagavad Gita and scripture, some statements of previous acharyas, can come to heaven planet, have some enjoyment, and after then, or come to Krishna, or come back to our earth and continue to be devotee. And if some devotee have demonical mood, very heavy, use violence, devotees sometimes like to use violence or some another demonical behavior. If this devotee will purify it at all fully, this devotee will come back to Krishna, because holy names can destroy all problems. You remember Mrigari hunter. He was demonical in the beginning, but in the end he was pure devotee. Possible to purify it at all, mind and heart. But if our life will finish and our demonical, and if we have two possibilities: to act like Vaishnavas, or act some another way, or material or demonical. Material pious or material, sinful, two ways. And devotees started to learn Vaishnava etiquette and trying to act like Vaishnavas. But if in the end of the life purification is not full, and our way of life, style of life is pious life, we will go to may go to hellish planet, or Krishna, heaven planet, and have some enjoyment for satisfaction. And after then, or go back to Krishna immediately, or started to be pure Vaishnavas in this universe. And if our way of behavior, like Vaishnavas, quite daimonical, and we have idea, holy name will purify us at all, but after some period of time, and if in the end of our life we are not purified fully and have daimonical style of life, we will go to underground heaven planets. And only after then to Krishna, because we have desires of enjoyment, but impossible to enjoy like this in the heaven planet. Our desires are different from desires to have happiness in heaven planet, and for this person, hellish heaven too. Yeah, very interesting. We need to follow etiquette of Vaishnava because we have no idea how long our life will continue. Who knows? Now in Ukraine, war, and who knows how long life will continue. And even here, sometimes some incidents with cars or some other thing. Who knows? Yeah, we need to follow. The slogan of Radhanatha Swami, we are Vaishnavas and we need to follow Vaishnava etiquette and cultivate Vaishnava qualities, humbleness, tolerance, etc., etc. Madhvacharya, it is a very great teacher of previous time. He said, best of all is to be devotee. If you cannot be devotee, you need to be absolutely, you need surrender. You need to have full surrendering, full surrendering, or Vaishnava. What is difference? Vaishnava is person whose behavior is behavior of Vaishnava and qualities are qualities of Vaishnava. But if we have no behavior of Vaishnava, no qualities of Vaishnava, we need to surrender to Krishna. We need to chant holy name and try and serve as we can. We can try to follow etiquette, but impossible. We are trying, but no result. Trying, yes, some result, but not full. We are trying. And we are trying to manifest qualities of Vaishnavas, but not enough level of qualities. What to do? Need to surrender. Surrender did not means Vaishnava. Vaishnava means etiquette and qualities. Vaishnava, surrendered soul, it is surrendered soul. Surrender, possible to surrender to Shiva, to Brahma, to Vishnu, to Krishna. We are surrendering to Krishna and we are waiting. When it is bhajans of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, when will start to be that day when I will cry during chanting of holy name. Habi Habi Bolo Sevina Amar. When this day will come. When I can be Vaishnava. We are souls trying to be Vaishnavas. Trying to be. We are surrendered souls. It is not Vaishnava. Vaishnava means etiquette of Vaishnava and behavior of Vaishnava. And Madhvacharya said, better to be Vaishnava. But if you can, surrender fully to Krishna. Please do it. If we are not full Vaishnava, no pure Vaishnava, we are, half of us is like Vaishnava and half of us, or like, I don't know, representative of heaven culture or representative of underground heaven culture. There is a book of Satsvarupa Das Goswami, Who Am I, or Demon or Vaishnava? Yeah, it is. Period. We are waiting of purification. Waiting of purification. We need to be trained, not only in preaching or in cooking prasadam or in distributing prasadam, by in Vaishnava etiquette, and we need to try, cultivate every day, according to Ranat Hasami, qualities of Vaishnava. For example, we have idea today, I will say only truth today, only truth. It is one devotee, one brahmachari in Kiev temple, practice truthfulness. And he said, oh, it's so sometimes difficult to say truth. It's impossible. Yeah, or another, or humbleness, or tolerance, or this day tolerance. We need to practice, we need to practice, we need to be trained. Book distribution, a good process for training. In Germany, Krishna. Okay, I don't. My vocabulary is not enough for saying. Okay, in Germany, very difficult to preach. Very difficult to preach. Very difficult. If you try to if you try more enough intensive, try to explain. It is very good books. Please take it. Little bit more enough than more intensive than enough. People in street started to be very aggressive, and a lot of problems. Sometimes they taking guns. It's some problems. And there is a lot of book distributors have desire to visit Germany and distribute books. It's a rich country, but the level of qualification is too high. You can distribute without pushing at all, without pushing. One time, senior devotees had meeting, and it was a small seminar of book distribution, and two brahmacharis showed example how to distribute. One was a distributor, and another was played like ordinary man from the street. And I was surprised. I saw a lot of book distribution. I distributed some years, but I was surprised how this small boy, book distributor brahmachari, distributed 2 books to this person. He was very kind and no pushing, no violence at all. Even mental violence was absent, and not violence in words. He showed, and finally another person took 2 books. It was so interesting, without violence. Please take it. It was a good book, very friendly, very. But result was very good. 2 books. Yeah, because our underground sometimes has a conflict with our Vaishnava culture, and we need to be Vaishnavas. We need to try. We need to be trained. It is very important. Very important. Okay, the time of our lecture is finishing. If you have some questions, topics, or some sentence, you can say. Please.
Thank you, Prabhuji. You explained about that first is the explanation, and then there's giving an example, and then last stage is punishment. And what if person, after going through all these three steps, he doesn't learn? So what could be done?
We need to avoid this person. You remember the behavior of Madhyama Adhikari. He is preaching for ordinary people. He is serving to any form of Lord, and he is friend with any devotees. But with demonical person, have distance, keep distance. Need to keep distance because maybe we are not qualified, but need to take distance. I said, sorry, we are not qualified to teach you. Please find more good teacher. I'm finishing. Sorry. like doctor. He tried and said, okay, need to move to more elevated hospital. Sorry, I can continue, but no result. What to do? A lot of centers need to have contact with some centers, maybe some, for example, hospital. Yeah, but there are a lot of levels of hospitals. There is, for example, National Hospital or some Helsinki Hospital or some small city hospital and in some, I don't know, very small center, medical center in village, small village, and different levels of medicine. And if some person will come to village hospital and ask, I have some problems, and maybe immediately doctor said, oh, it's not fast. Go to the city. And maybe he go finally to the Helsinki. And Helsinki center said, no, need to go to national hospital. Or go to Germany, I don't know what will answer. You understand? Yes, we are like hospitals. We are like doctors. And if we cannot, it's not problem. We not keep distance or kick persons away, drop away. No, possible to invite to some more high or more good or more qualified center. Our leaders and preachers like doctors, but if qualification is not enough, okay, sorry, sir. Like this. But if this patient will continue to stay in our hospital year after year, it's cheating. No, it's cheating. Like this. Sorry. Yes, you. What?
Another question, Prabhuji. You mentioned these subterranean hellish planets, this like hell where you can enjoy this underground heavenly planets. And what I heard about that place is that they are very technologically developed. So could you say that modern civilization now on this planet Earth, which is very much about developing machines and technology, they are having this destination to go to such places to have all the technology and no morality.
Yes, and Christian, yes, what?
So easy to solve.
Underground hellish planets have technology. Yes, of course. All these computers, its influence of this, of course, planets from hellish planets. But it is not only a technology is a symptom of this underground heavy planets, mystic power. mystic power too. And there are two types of mystic powers. First is mystic powers of demigods. And second is mystic power. It's black side of mystic power. It is Maya Danava mystic power. He prayed to Krishna. It is a description of Bhagavatam. As I remember, he prayed to Lord Vishnu about mystic powers, different types, because during attack of demigods, impossible to use demigods' mystic power because it is absolutely stupid. And Krishna gave him 96, according to our Srimad-Bhagavatam, mystic powers. And they use this, and the influence of this now in our planet too. For example, Chaitanya Chandra Charan Prabhu is very, very attentive with sounds. And his instructions are here in 19th. He was very intensive in this. He said to all devotees personally and in temples and centers need to have maybe not so high level, but transcendental sound constantly, day and night, morning and evening, even in flats of devotees. It may be kirtan or bhajan or lecture or japa or sounds of Vrindavan, any transcendental sounds, constantly. Because a lot of this is demonical mystic power. For example, Adolf Hitler organized Annenerba Society. That is Black Power Society. They did yagyas in Tilsit, in Sovietsk, it is part of Kaliningrad region, for controlling the Earth planet. Krishna, Krishna. Systematically. It was less than 100 years ago. It is Maya Danava mystic power, technology, and black mystic energy. Be careful. And if we are using violence, it just looks like a little bit. Yeah, some tamaguna influence. Tamaguna. Yes, it's mystic power in Tamagun. Yes, Rajagun and Tamagun, like this. Yeah, some place. Computers and dirty mystic power, black magic. It is influence. And devotees never use black magic. Never. Sometimes white magic, but it is not pure devotional service, but never black magic. With consciousness, of course. Sometimes it is some activity without consciousness. It's maybe okay. Good. Very interesting texts. Good questions. Thank you. Have you some? Another? Okay, we are finishing here. Thank you very much. Srimad-Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.